Claude Code Teams is a new feature that came out recently. Let's say that you have like 5 changes, 5 different files, a tooltip here, some string rename, a missing animation. Each one is sort of a 10-minute task individually, and it's sort of trivial. But here's the thing, I can tell Claude to do them, and it goes sequentially. So one by one, it will read the file. The next one will sort of go fix the accessibility issue, a string rename, a missing animation. It'll read the file, and then continuously, if you give it like 10 tasks, the context window just continues to get bigger, and it's carrying memory from each of those different changes. And it starts like sort of second guessing itself. Wait, should I also update the color in this file that I've changed? No, I'll just do the 5. No, and I need to stop it, and then it does the 5 things. And this sort of builds up, and it makes a change, runs a build, waits for it to pass, then moves on to the next task, then moves to the next file, and there's sequentially one at a time. And it's sort of like watching, being over the shoulder of a developer when you're like, okay, do these 5 independent tasks in a series, and you know, they could all just happen at once. So then you try and break it down into smaller prompts, separate sessions, but now like you're the actual bottleneck. You're copying and pasting between the different windows. You're manually checking that agent 2 didn't contradict what agent 1 did. And you're sort of this project manager, the sort of message bus and the quality gate all at once. And you realize that the problem isn't that Claude is too slow. It's that one agent can only hold the sort of pen at the same time. And you really need a team. So Claude came out with this new product called Claude Code Teams, not to be confused with Claude Code Work or Claude Work, whatever they call these things. And then you end up with sort of like 5 agents, 5 tmux panes, each owns each individual task. Each one has a specific role, like a UX engineer, design systems engineer, accessibility engineer, data engineer. The list sort of goes on. And everyone knows what its responsibility is and sort of what it's not allowed to do. You can then give them sort of one prompt. They claim their task. They go to work. They also message each other when they're done. And, you know, 4 minutes, all 5 of those fixes are sort of done it simultaneously, with hopefully no conflicts. And these are not sub-agents. This isn't like spawn a helper and get the result back. These are independent Claude Code sessions that share a task list and communicate directly with each other and coordinate their own work. The product, I think, is actually called Claude Code Teams or Agent Teams. And after running it across so many different projects, I can see every single one of them on a disk right now. And I think this is the sort of the most underrated way that you can get more value from Claude Code. And I'm going to try and prove it to you. So right now, we're live, but we're going to go over to my machine, and we're going to build something from scratch, and hopefully going to watch how all these things change with the team that I'm going to put together using Claude Code. So maybe just some context about my setup to start with. So Claude has had sub-agents for a while. You spawn a helper, it does some work, it reports back, but it's been limited. And with teams, it's sort of a little bit different. So teammates are sort of like peers, not subordinates. And each one has its full context window. It loads your Claude.md, your skills, and it doesn't necessarily inherit the lead's conversation. They're truly sort of these independent sessions. The analogy that I like to think about is that sub-agents are sort of like interns. You give them a task, they do the task, and they hand you sort of the results. And agent teams are sort of like hiring a squad. You know, they have this shared Kanban board, they DM each other, they pick up their own tasks on their own, and you can walk over to any of them and give them sort of new instructions directly. And the key thing is that makes this genuinely new is that a single agent is sort of has sort of these anchoring problems. It finds a plausible answer, it stops looking. Multiple agents with different mandates sort of explore can explore a problem space in parallel. There's sort of this debate structure, and that's what I think makes this work. So let's go break this down under the hood. So I'm going to start with sort of this team lead to create this team and spawn teammates. Then I'm going to have teammates and a full sort of Claude Code instance with its, like I mentioned, with its own context window. So I'm going to jump over to my machine and show you how this works. All right. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is a sort of a custom terminal that I have that has a list of all of the that is working on a task right now around building a weather CLI. So you can see on the right hand side here, I have like all of my of these teammates all working together. So there's about 27 tasks. Some of them are blocked, as you can see here. When an agent is blocked, they sort of wait, and then they'll wait for their work, and these teammates all work together, which is absolutely wild. So let's, I'm going to wait for this to finish, but you can imagine I can go in here, I can stop these agents, I can ask them questions as they're working through these different tasks. They'll also work on them in parallel. So instead of waiting sequentially for all of these different tasks to take place, they happen all at the same time, which is absolutely wild. So hopefully we're going to get to the end, and hopefully very soon we'll have some CLI we can test with. But I'll show you the prompt that I used when we get to the end, which is essentially just spawn a team of agents, work on this plan. I cannot believe that this is still cooking. It is also absolutely burning tokens. I still can't believe it's still cooking. You can see that we're on like task 18 right now, but it seems like we're going to hit our 20-minute limit, which is wild that this thing just like ran for 20 minutes. Like, yeah. All right, I'm going to give myself some more time here. Let's give myself a little break while this runs. 7% until auto compaction, so it is cooking. this thing is still going, believe it or not. I don't know how many minutes it's been right now. For folks that think that these things don't run for a long time, this is a great way to get this. All right, we are still cooking. Let's see. This is a stream of just watching Claude cook. So you can see I got like all these things, and I can message them. So you can say, "What did you do?" So I can message each of them individually. I can see what it did. So it's going to tell me, hey, I completed these tasks. Standing by for a follow-up. I can message these individually, which is super cool. All right, it's going to clear the team now, so these teammates should disappear, and we should hopefully have this CLI tool. You can imagine if you had like multiple tabs going, this thing is like going absolutely nuts right now. And it started to like kill them, so it's like it did not clean up the team, but maybe that's for me to do, I guess. I'm just going to wait for it to finish, and then we'll keep going. $238 tests. It's doing something. I'm not sure what. All right. It's thinking about something. All right, so this has been going now on for 39 minutes. It has a binary called weather. So let's go check it out while this still runs. This is in Claude skills, Claude teams, this weather CLI. Target, release. Okay, so now this should work and we should be able to say weather Berlin. How, like, the world we live in is wild. It is also crazy to me that you can run an agent and just run a team. It does this. It's still cooking. It's been cooking for 35 minutes straight. It is absolutely wild. I'm gonna end this here because we waited a long time, and yeah. So some tips for this. Definitely in the prompt itself, having it like spawn the team to work through this plan. You could also probably run a Claude Code skill in order to do this too. I've been updating a bunch of my my skills to include this sort of like team and have it think about teams more, because I think you just get like much better results here when you do this. It obviously produces a lot, so this is pretty useful when you have like large scale things to do. But you know, it can get a little unwieldy, I think, at times if you have like if you're trying to like overload a team with a small task. So having a skill in between, I think, is really useful. But hopefully this gives you some insight into the new teams feature inside Claude Code. It is awesome. Give it a try. And if you spent any time watching this, I really, really appreciate it.